On today's episode, we will be discussing
a surprise potential replacement coach for Errol Spence Jr.
Tyson Fury reveals the only UFC fighter that can beat Jon Jones. I wonder who it is.
And also the Colorado Buffs, Deion Sanders. It's personal. We are joined by NFL analysts for a recap of week 2 and our picks for week 3. Stay tuned and find out more. What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Bridge Now.
I feel like busting loose. Give me the bridge now. I feel like busting loose now.
There's only this because in boxing, one punch can change it, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are.
I love her because she from the hood though. From the hood though. She like really from the hood.
Loose make you feel fine. Talking about busting loose.
That Stock said Nate will never live that down. No, he won't. But it's not about, it's about how he gets up.
They doing that. They doing that Wakanda scene when they was just
It's about your heart because you can get knocked down so many times and people can make fun of you, but it's about their resilience.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, everybody?
Thursday, y'all.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to another great episode of Ringside with Ray and Prince, where we look to entertain you, educate you, and empower you. Make sure that you hit that like and that subscribe button and share this with the people that you care about the most. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started with the show. Ray, what's going on, baby?
Man, Errol Spence Jr. He's looking to replace Coach Derek James, and it has a surprise legend has emerged as a front-runner coach. Now, Spence and Crawford rematch is not going to be in December likely, but hopefully next year.
You know what, Ray? I don't want to overstep my boundaries, but I will say, man, that last fight, he needed a new trainer during the fight to help him make adjustments, man.
He needed a new trainer in the walkout.
Look, I know they've had a long relationship. Even Floyd Mayweather Jr. is supposed to be the candidate to be the new coach. I'm not sure if that's going to work out or how that's going to work out, but I know his uncle had some problems. His uncle Roger, Roger Mayweather. Mayweather, he had his own take and situation. Basically said, that Floyd should not become Errol's coach because you win. He was talking about Errol Spence. You win all these fights and with the same guy, and then after you lose your first one, you're looking for someone else to blame. Oof. And, man, and you had hit it on the head last week when you were talking about it, Ray, when you said that it's hard to get a new coach and then make those adjustments because once you get hit in the face, boom, you revert back to what you know. So can you speak a little bit about Floyd Mayweather's uncle, man, Roger Mayweather?
Yeah, no, it was Jeff that was actually saying that. It was Jeff Mayweather. Yeah, Mayweather. Thanks for the correction, Keith. Here's the thing, man. Fighters go through their years as young folks, and they come out there and they try to figure it out. They learn as they go. They hone their craft. They can make slight adjustments. There's very few fighters that can switch up what they do over time. And the reality of it is once you get punched in the mouth and you get into a dog fight, you can revert back to what you know.
Right.
So, I mean, we've seen it over and over again with a bunch of these different fighters that come out. You had what's my big man name? The Bronze Bomber come out. He tried to box more. You had,
Anthony Joshua, right?
Yeah, Ricky Hatton, Anthony Joshua. You had so many folks, Gotti, Ward, all these folks to try to figure out once they have a bad fight where they say, let me try something different. Yeah. But it might work for a round or two. But then as soon as the heat starts flying, they go right back to what they do, man. So, I think you can make some tweaks on what Errol does, but you can't change his whole style, man. That's what got him there. And I think that's what Jeff was saying is that this got you here. So don't just because you had one bad outing, think that you have to switch everything up and go to a new trainer because you're not going to learn the peekaboo, shoulder roll, turtle defense that quickly.
Right. I'm with you on that. It's muscle memory, man. And if he's been training his muscles to do something a certain way, it's not gonna all of a sudden convert back to being malleable and learning something new. So
Keith said something you got to walk away from.
Some challenges you just gotta walk away from.
Hey, what
Buzz
they
got
say
your
in
number.
Heat, in the movie Heat, they say if you spot the Heat coming around the corner, you gotta have 30 seconds to get out of there.
So Paul said the great Sugar Ray Leonard would say, "You fight the style, not the man." Ooh wee, and that looks like that's that's absolutely on point, Paul. Because the thing is, if obviously we saw that he lost to the style, so
He lost everything. He lost the style to the counter punches. He lost the ring walk first and foremost. When you lose all those things, man, I like what Keith said. Just walk away. Just walk away. It's so good.
Look, man, we might have to wait for another year for that fight to happen and for him to rebound, but it's gonna happen. So we have a boxer who is saying that his teammate is only capable of beating the MMA GOAT, and that's Johnny Bones, right? Tyson Fury, man. Tyson Fury popping off at the lip like always. He's doing his thing, but he can back it up. So let him pop off at the lip. And Fury isn't that confident, but he said that the training partner of the UFC heavyweight, Tom Aspinall, is the only person that can possibly beat Johnny Bones. What do you got to say about that, Ray?
I don't know what he's smoking, but that's some good stuff. You got Aspinall out there. He think he can beat Jon Jones. Like I said, the only thing that can beat Johnny Bones Jones is the white lines. And Bones Jones is one of the all-time greats, and Aspinall just doesn't have the skill set to beat this man. I mean, anything in MMA can happen, right? It can happen. Go in there, get kicked, the punch. You've seen it. Lesser fighters get lucky, but man, I ain't seen nobody put the wheels to Bones Jones yet.
No, and if you do, he figures how to beat you. He figures out a way to beat you. Like his fight with Gagne, it was like a quick fight. Exactly what our girl Ashley Yoda said. Heavyweights, they come in to either get knocked out or knock someone out. But when Jon Jones, he put him in his submission headlock and made him tap out. Like that just shows you his IQ and what he was thinking. And how he came in and ended the fight. He already knew that he didn't need to go toe-to-toe with this guy, because this guy, once he gets into a rhythm, he's good to go. And so right away, he just tapped him out, and that was the end of the fight. So
yeah, he's all around good fighter, man.
Bones
Jones is one of the best in that way. And I get what Tyson Fury trying to say, because Aspinall has pretty good hands. I think he said he could have been he could have made it as a professional boxer. But here's the reality of it, man. Look, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, bro.
Hey, and if you're trying to get out, put your blinker on, man. So look, man. So you know what time it is. It's time for us to break it down. We have to go into the NFL season. What's happening around the league? And before we do that, we got to do one thing for you, Ray. You know what that is, Ray?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got to bring in the analyst. We got to bring in the NFL expert, Miss Ashley Ross.
How you doing? Oh,
look at that. Colorado down.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Listen, it's personal.
It's personal. You can't talk about my mama. Don't talk about my mama.
Hey,
guys.
What's going on, Ash?
I had to come out today. Lil Wayne came out with Dion and them, so I had to come out today on the show. I had to make it personal today. Shout out to Colorado, Dion, Shore, Shiloh, doing that thing.
The whole Colorado Buffalo team, shout outs to them. They're doing that thing. So proud of Dion, how he's speaking life into these players, and he is just making an impact. And that is what he is doing at a very high level.
I mean, literally, he's running bags for everybody. And I think the thing that is just so overlooked in all this is guys are going to try, let's find another Dion. He is one of one. He's always been one of one, but what he's doing right now, how could you not send your son to play for him, knowing not only is this going to be a great program, but my son is going to become a great man. Even if he doesn't make it to the league, he's raising young men out there. And I think that really needs to be another real point of focus. So shout out to prime time coach prime Deion Sanders.
Man, you made a great point. If you don't succeed in football and going to Harvard, you're gonna win later on in life because of the name, because of the brand. And so Dion has that same effect and impact. And he's not even a big organization like that. He's one individual. So that's beautiful that you said that. Had to tie that in.
Absolutely. And jumping from the college game to the pro game, NFL week 2 in the books. I know that Ray is happy out here because his Cowboys are marching on home.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, stealing boys.
Okay, Ray. So Ray, what did you think of the poor Zach Wilson? I mean, this is just, the Jets, their whole season altogether is kind of in shambles at this point. No Aaron Rodgers. And then you got to face, the bullies in Dallas. What did you like from your Cowboys this Sunday, Ray?
I like that doomsday defense. They call it back, like we're turning the ball over, we're sacking people. And poor Wilson, he came in, he's like, man, we got Aaron Rodgers here. I'm going to sit and have a front row seat to watch some good football all year long. Next thing you know, he's like, damn, I got to go and get the Cowboys. I saw what they did to the Giants. And the Cowboys came in and said, look, we run New York. This is our town. Whatever you're doing, like, you can't hold up. The defense is just so fast. They are elite. I wouldn't say it just because it's my team, but if you watch them, and you watch how Micah Parsons comes through, you DeMarcus Lawrence, the backers, and those 2 cornerbacks, man, you got Trey. Like, you don't have time to throw the ball, and then you have 2 ball hawks on the backside. It's a problem. I'm not getting too excited because we always have that Cowboys meltdown, but I feel good. James, I say I feel good.
Now, you know what? I give Ray a hard time on the show because he is a loyal Cowboy fan, but I will say through 2 games. So the first week I was, out of town, like with my rounds. I was having a good time the first week. So I really wanted to go back and see. I'm like, what happened in this Giants game? So I went back and watched that game. And I'm looking at the first drive. I'm like, I don't understand how they had 0 points. The Giants are about to score, and then it just all went left. And the thing that I really love about this Cowboys defense, they really put me in the mindset. And again, I don't say this lightly, kind of a Baltimore, kind of a Seattle Legion of Boom. I mean, this is one of those defenses that they evoke fear in their opponents. And that is so hard to do in the modern NFL with all the rules and everything going on. So the fact that Dallas, I mean, they're getting after guys, and I love it. I love the intensity. And it's not just from one position. I mean, you have guys flying all over the field. And then offensively, they're doing just enough. But definitely the star power of this team is obviously the defense.
What you got to say, Ray?
What say you? What say you? Dak is just able to manage the game. He's like, I ain't got to make no mistakes. You saw the defense building, and you knew, look, if we just take care of our business, they gonna shut somebody down.
Don't turn it over. Don't make the costly mistakes. And the thing is that when you're going against a defense like that, it's not if, but when they're going to get a takeaway. Like, they're coming away. You know how Denzel, that I'm coming away with something? That's how it seems when you're watching the Cowboys. They're coming away with something when that defense is on the field.
Look, the Cowboys, they look amazing. I'll give them that. They look really strong. The first week, they look strong. The second week, and it looks like they're not going to slow down. As long as they have their captain on the defensive side, as long as they have Michael Parsons there.
And he's trying to go for MVP. He's not trying to go for defensive MVP. He's like, I'm the MVP of the league.
I mean, I can see it, man. I mean, he strikes fear. Like, he looks like he is on a mission. The way that he attacks the ball and the way that the defense corrals around the opponent that has the football. I mean, the Cowboys look really solid on defense. Now, offense, they still got to work, but they only asked Prescott to just do his job. Just do the minimal. That's all. Like, don't try to do anything extra. Get the ball in these players' hands and hand it off to these running backs, and we're good. Watch us win the games. That's it. So they're trying to get rid of that playoff time that haunts them, right? Exactly, like the Tony Romo era, right? When it's just like, again, you let me down. So we don't want to do the same thing with Dak. Exactly. So they brought Trey Lance there. Exactly. So he's a young guy. He's going to be next up. So they're just asking Dak just to do his job. But man, the Cowboys look amazing.
what I see in the Cowboys way, and I know it's very early in the season, is their foe in the NFC, and that is San Francisco, who has looked amazing on both sides of the ball. I think that's the
Purdy.
main, that Purdy is looking real Purdy out here. Brandon Ayuk, it was a tragedy. My first week, I had him on my bench. Watching him score them 30-something points from the bench, but I started him the following week. I definitely started Ayuk. He went up to the roster the following week. But for the Cowboys, the real test is, can this offense come along in the season? Because when it comes playoff time, yeah, you might get past the first round, but ultimately the NFC is going to have to go through San Francisco, and you're going to have an offense that can go pound for pound with what they do. And right now, I'm going to have to give the edge to San Francisco because, I mean, I look at running backs. C-Mac takes that. I look at wide receiver weapons. They take that. Tight end weapons, quarterback even. I'd give Purdy a little bit of an edge right now. So I think offensively, if you're Dallas, you just have to continue to improve as the season goes on because you're going to have to go through San Francisco.
You got to. You got to go through them 49ers.
You had me at the beginning. You picked Ayuk. That was good. And then, Purdy good. He's been okay. But the reality of it is he's still Mr. Irrelevant. He hasn't been tested. Dak has been there for a while. He's seen everything.
And what does Dallas and Dak have to show for their testing, Ray?
Ooh.
Look, we ain't talking about past years. We talking about right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
We 2-0, and we got the Arizona Cardinals on the clock. So
yes,
you might
you
go
do.
3-0. 3-0 up there. So go ahead and put it up there. We good to go.
And speaking of Arizona, I lightweight think they might have been trying to tank the last game, allegedly, because there's no way. How do you jump out to I think they had a 28 lead or something like that, and then they say, "Look, we're gonna make a business decision in the second half that we don't know what our future is with Kyler. We're trying to get Caleb, so just hit off the brakes a little bit."
21-3 start. 21-3. They let the Giants just come back and put up what Giants put 38 on them.
Yes, and one. Look. There are two quarterbacks that I bet against right now in the league, and I'm being unapologetic. And that's Daniel Jones for the Giants, and also Baker Mayfield for the Bucks. I'm sorry,
but he's 2-0. I think
he's 2-0. But
how
can we say that he's 2-0? But he's just doing the little that he can. He's not 2-0. Like their established defense is actually their established defense is actually helping them win games. I mean, he's doing this part, but I don't see Baker Mayfield being the Baker Mayfield that he was drafted at, being the number one draft pick, and playing for the Browns, and them having those high expectations. So in Tampa, they're more so like, hey, Baker, just do your job.
Do your job.
Don't do more than just this. Like, we can win with the pieces that we have. Just make sure that you do X, Y, and Z. And if he can stay within that realm, those lines, then I think he'll be good. I don't want to say solid, but he'll be good. But I'm always betting against those two individuals.
Gotcha. I mean, I think with Baker and Tampa, everybody expected Tampa to fall off a cliff when Brady left. We just thought this thing was a wrap, just kind of push it. The good thing is they're not in a very strong division. The Saints, even though the Saints have done well in the early onset, I'm not sold on what the Saints are doing. So I still think the NFC South is wide open. But keeping with the NFC, Thursday night game, we had Philly taking on the Vikings. Do you feel like this was more Philly really just continuing their dominance from last year and just, showing why they were in the Super Bowl? Or do you think the Vikings have some serious problems now that they've dropped to 0-2?
I think the Vikings got problems. I think that's the bigger part of it. I mean, Eagles look like there's chinks in the armor. They look so fast on defense. They brought up kind of the Dallas thing last year. Like they were just moving all around. And this year, it looks like they're not the same. They're allowing points. They allowed Minnesota to score 28 points on them. So you look at the Eagles, and they are not as scary as people thought they were going to be this year. And Hurts is throwing for 193 yards last game, 1 touchdown. He's been pedestrian his first 2 games. So
Mhm.
people have figured out that whole game plan.
Do
of
you
what he
think it's the
does.
offensive coordinator departing? That's been a topic of conversation where, now that he doesn't have the same OC that he had last year, do you think that could be contributing to him not looking as great?
It's part of, but the way he plays, in my opinion, is it was something new and different that they didn't see. In the NFL, it takes you a little bit of time to figure out what you got and what you can game plan against. They figured out a game plan. It's like, hey, we're gonna keep this guy in the pocket.
And Ray, none of this opinion has anything to do with he is the biggest threat to you in the division. Just not an ounce of
No.
haterade on Jalen.
I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, so
It hurts him to his core.
yeah. I mean, the Eagles, maybe there might be a little bit of haterade. Might be a little bit.
Just
a little
an
bit.
ounce.
At least
They
he
threw a battery at Santa Claus, man. You can't like a team like that.
Well, a team that I know Prince loves, that is very near and dear to his heart, your Baltimore Ravens. They pulled out a close one against Cincy. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's your running back hat. Oh, Legends.
It's a Legends community. Y'all don't know? Keep going, Ash. Keep going.
What did you think about your Ravens against Cincy? Obviously, Cincy is now 0-2. They're struggling. People are questioning, did Joe Burrow come back too early? What's going on with Cincy? What are you liking from your Ravens thus far?
Excellence. Yes, excellence. And right now, what I am enjoying is the fact that Lamar Jackson, he's learning the game. He's doing a lot more now than he was when he signed his contract, in the middle of the season. And right now he's playing, he's getting to learn his offense, his tools that he has, his weapons. I mean, he's doing an immaculate job. He's standing in the pocket. If you see the throws that he's making,
Lamar can throw. Lamar can throw.
I don't know why people were talking about he cannot throw. I mean, he can throw, he can run, he can do it all. Just put a cape on his back. Look, I love what I saw in Zay Flowers. Zay has that great energy where he's enthused to be there. He loves playing football. You can see that, and that impacts your team. Also, OBJ, he's still getting to the groove of things, but he doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to be concerned.
Talking about OBJ? Ain't he OB out?
Ooh.
Look, he got nicked up a little bit, man. Look, he's getting back to it. There's a part of being conditioned. It's okay. Mark Andrews is there. All the other guys are there. They need OBJ when December, January, February time comes.
That's why you bring in an OBJ for the playoff.
That's why you bring exactly. And also, he's going to get the mental reps because you cannot count his tenacity out, his persistence out. Like OBJ wants to play, and he's a passionate player, so he's going to make sure it's personal. So he's going to make sure that he wins. He has that winning instinct in him. And the whole Ravens offense does as well. So I think the Ravens are doing really well with some of the key injuries that they had and how they bounced back. John Harbaugh is doing an amazing job. That whole organization is doing great. I can't wait to be at the game November 5th against the Seattle Seahawks. We're going to be in the Ravens.
You going to be flock gang? You going to be flock gang out here?
I'm going to be flock gang out here. Whoo! And I'm going to have all the gear as well. So I'm going to come back with some gear. I'll have some gear for you, Ash. I'll have some gear for you, Ray.
Look it up.
Ray's loyal. He might not take it.
No. I'm from Maryland. I'm from Maryland, so I gotta have to be more gear. I can.
Let's get it.
That's okay.
Well, some other AFC teams, the Bills, they obviously dropped week 1. They had a great bounce back game against the Raiders. So how are you feeling about the Buffalo Bills right now in the AFC East? We've got New England. They're not really a team that I would really put in contention. You've got Miami that I think has surprised some people because we really didn't know what the health and state of Tua would be. And then obviously with Aaron Rodgers being out, we're just putting the Jets back to the bottom of the pile. So you now have the Bills, who I think a lot of people thought coming into this season, this is their year. Before I have you guys answer, I think with the Bills, it feels like they always get so much hype. And I don't really know that they've done anything that is truly worthy of all the hype. And with Josh Allen, it seems like he's regressed some. It seems that, the mechanics, and he he seems like when he gets under pressure, he goes back to a little bit of that kind of Brett Favre gunslinger, try to get the first down, may get, a turnover type vibe. What do you guys think of the Bills from what you've seen thus far?
I think it's Josh Allen. They put so much into Josh Allen. They say that he's going to exceed these expectations, but he still needs a little bit more of a veteran approach to the game. He needs like a mentor that's there. I think he's learned along the way and he's gained the experience, but right now he just needs that strong mentor that's going to tell him, hey, calm down, stay poised. Look, this is a long season. No matter what you go through, just stay focused and don't get caught up in the hype. Right? He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to go out there and evangelize for the Buffalo Bills and say that they're going to win. Just be very poised and say, you know what, we got this, and we're going to work every single week, and that's it. And that's what you put your energy into. And I think they'll get over their hump.
Yeah, I like the Bills. I think they're going to be there at the end. They got a running game. Young running back Cook is out there. He looks fantastic. So the defense is the defense. And so I think they'll be there at the end. The division is not that tough, with the downfall of Aaron Rodgers. And so I think they'll be there at the end again.
We kind of touched on this a little bit, but do you give the Zach Wilson-led Jets, are we giving them any real chance? Or when Aaron left, that's where their chances went as well?
I think they got a chance. I think they got a chance.
I don't.
They got,
No, I don't.
No. They got a nice young receiver. They got a nice young running back. They got a pretty good defense, Yeah.
But it's a long season, and if you lose your key player at the beginning of the season, you think the defense is going to hold up?
Well, allegedly, from Aaron on the Pat McAfee show, Aaron, he's already gotten a surgery, and there's talks that he may try to come back. I know an Achilles injury is not something that typically you can come back within a 6-month period. That takes 6 months to feel normal, according to Richard Sherman, from what he talked about on Undisputed. So I'm just wondering, for this team, I think it's how much do you continue to be bought in? Because you do have a good defense and you have running backs, even though it's not been great thus far. So to me, it really will depend on how much the other guys are going to say, hey, look, maybe somehow, some way, we just stay in games, we hang around, and then come playoff time, who knows? But I do think they have a strong enough defense, and they have enough, Garrett Wilson, oh my gosh. Did you guys see that catch on Monday night?
Sheesh.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing.
I watched Hard Knocks. I will say this season, every season, Hard Knocks makes you a believer. This is going to be the year. This is going to be the team. I was extremely impressed with Garrett Wilson, not only his on the field, but off the field. He seems like a very cerebral young man. He's a dog. He's a great young up and coming receiver.
Again, I just don't think the Jets have what it takes to get to the next level.
We gonna see because I ain't picking them this week.
Neither am I.
All right, well, who picking? Let's get to these picks. I don't get playing. I'm picking them unless they're playing Cardinals, but they're not.
Well, so let's break down. Let's break down week 3. A quick run through.
Okay, yeah. Picks. Listen, I haven't even looked at week 3, so this will be on the fly picks.
Here we go. I'll start off. Giants. The Thursday night game is Giants versus the 49ers.
49ers. That's easy.
Giants trash.
The Giants just came back and
no Saquon.
Yep.
And
you know what? He should have been paid what the quarterback is being paid, and the quarterback needs to get paid what Saquon's getting paid because the impact that he has on the team and the wins. So I just had to say that.
All right, here we go. We got the Falcons and the Lions.
I'm gonna take Lions.
I'm
gonna take the Falcons on this one, man. The Falcons are looking like
they're scrappy. They're a scrappy team, but I like Detroit.
They're scrappy. I like the Lions. I'm going with the Lions. ATL, don't hurt me on that one. I apologize, but the Lions look good.
Peace out.
Then we got the Chargers and the Vikings. Sorry.
Both of them on to. They pay Herbert all this money, and he's not performing.
Coaching. I'm not even putting it on Herbert. Staley it's the coaching. He's one of those early, like, too short, it's time to go. He's one of those coaches on the hot seat. I'm going to say the Chargers. Chargers could win. I'm gonna say Chargers.
I'm going with the Vikings on
Ooh.
this one. I think Kirk Cousins,
Yeah.
he's going to actually pull something out because I
He
think
needs to for my fantasy team. He needs to.
well, that Tyler losing and him and the wide receiver Justin Jefferson, they're going to connect and they're going to get together and going to say, "Man, it's time to win." They're the leaders of that team, and I think they're going to lead
It's
that team.
personal.
There we go.
It's personal. I got the Vikings for the dub.
Okay, I'm switching to the Vikings. I'm switching to the Vikings.
Yeah,
I've been
that's probably a
convinced.
good thing. And my dark horse is the young receiver Jordan Addison. Like he's quietly been putting up numbers every single game. So watch when that double team comes on Justin Jefferson.
Good waiver wire pickup if you don't have him.
Yeah, go get him. Go get him. He's a Maryland boy too. He's from Maryland.
There we go.
All right. Then we got the Saints and the Packers.
Saints and the Packers.
Saints. I'm gonna say Saints.
I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one. I think Love is looking good. I'm still not sold on Carr, but with the Saints, even though they had their moment, but I'm gonna go with the Packers on this.
Who that? I ain't got no love for the Packers. Who that say they gonna beat them Saints?
Who that?
The Packers. The Packers. That's who said it.
All right. Speed this thing up. Texans and Jaguars. Duval.
Who you got, Ash?
I got you know who I got. I'm running 10 tones down with Duval.
That's easy.
Ashley said, I'm down like 4 flats. Let's go.
Yeah. See CJ Stroud in trouble. No, I'm going with Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jags as well.
All right, we got the Broncos and the Dolphins.
Dolphins. Quick
Dolphins all day.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna bench man soon here.
You think they're gonna bench Russell Wilson?
Yeah, Sierra told him to go home.
Oh man,
He getting a nice check though. However it shakes out for us, he's gonna get a nice check. Either way it shakes
check
out.
Coming. That check
Bring
running.
the money home, baby.
The Titans and the Browns.
Titans have not looked good. Neither have the Browns, but I'm gonna say Browns. Oh no Chubb.
No
Yeah,
Chubb.
I'm going Titans, man. I'm going Titans. I think that if they just feed big boy Derrick Henry, then they'll be all right.
And hit D-Hop from my fantasy team. Hit D-Hop one good time.
Oh, I got him too. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Browns on this one. I'm just gonna
Ford looked decent when he took over.
Yeah, he did. And I think Deshaun, he has to get it together right now. It's a lot of things that he's dealing with. I think he still hasn't recovered from his personal stuff off the field.
Well, for 200 and something million, he needs to get it together.
But see, that's a whole other conversation because that money that was given to him, that's like putting Listerine in your mouth and not brushing your teeth. Like you still got to do the work and brush your teeth, but if you just
he's got enough money to consult a dentist and get it together.
Bills and Commanders.
I'm gonna say Buffalo.
I'm gonna say Buffalo on this one.
Buffalo. Yeah, I'm going Buffalo. Even though the Commanders are surprising 2-0.
They are, and Chase Young is back, but I'm gonna still go Buffalo.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Me too.
Colts, Ravens.
Come on.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens. Richardson's down. No. Okay. Patriots, Jets.
Ooh.
I think the Pats are going to win this one.
I'm going to say Patriots. I think they're going to pick poor Zach Wilson apart. Oh, yeah. I feel bad for Zach.
Yeah, I got it. I'm going with the Jets. Sorry. Okay. All right. Panthers and Seahawks.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think Gino going to do his thing. Yeah.
Gino is he's not going to write back.
Yeah, all right.
Panthers trash. Bryce Young is not ready.
Look, Gino always said, I got a pillow for everybody that been sleeping on me.
Chiefs and the Bears.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Cowboys, Cardinals. We can move on. Y'all already know what's happening.
Actually, you know what? I'm going with the Cowboys.
Going with the Cowboys.
Yeah. That's
look how he looked up. Like
he said,
Steelers and Raiders.
Ooh, wow.
I'm gonna say the Raiders. I'm gonna say Raiders because the run game has not been there. Deontay Johnson is out, and I like Kenny, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna say Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going with the Steelers. They got to get back. Mike Tomlin always knows.
Okay, that's a win for me this week. Raiders.
I'm going with the Raiders. I'm going with the the Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers on this
See,
one.
that was a Freudian slip. That was your heart. That was your heart
Your
coming
heart
out.
tell you. All right, we got our Monday night game. We got the Eagles at the Buccaneers.
Eagles. I'm going against Baker Mayfield every time, and you can put that on camera.
Yeah. Eagles. I hate to say it. Eagles. All right, the little one we got the Rams and the Bengals.
Ooh. I say the Bengals get a dub. I don't feel like they're going to go 0-3. They get it together this week. But you know what? Shout out to Puka. Whoever picked up Puka on their fantasy team, you got Puka?
Yes, I did. I got him mid-game in the first game.
Puka is that is a dog. Talking about making the most of your opportunity while Cooper Kupp has been out. Shout out to Puka.
Shout out to my wife. She said pick that dude up. So
shout out to wifey.
Yep, there you go.
Well,
that's all we got, man. We gotta close it out now.
We gotta close it out. Does Colorado go on to be 4-0? Does it continue the Coach Prime magic?
Oh, I think the magic keeps moving. I think they go into Oregon and shock the world.
Shock the world.
Oh man, I do believe, but I need to be there to believe, because when I'm there, I can feel the energy and I add to that energy. But right now, I'm just thinking about the depth,
No Travis.
And yes, and that high caliber player that actually makes an impact and make a difference in the game. You got your game changers. I will say this. It reminds me of when I played at Georgia Tech and we went to FSU, and FSU was in the top 10 at the time, and we ended up losing the game. It was 14-13. However, I believe I had a dream the night before that I was going to score a touchdown and dive into the end zone, and that happened the next day. Yes, you got to look it up. And that happened the next day. We end up losing the game, but my dream.
But he said, "But I did my part."
I did my part, baby, and I got that was my first time getting Player of the Week as a former walk-on, becoming a starting running back. So now even the commentators were like, man, Daniels just outran the whole Florida State cornerbacks. Does he know that he was that fast? Does he even know how fast he is? So I think this game between Colorado and Oregon, it's going to be a really good game. But there's a possibility. There's a possibility that they have more depth, and so the players that are tired, they will actually kind of lose steam, right? And as they continue to keep rotating more and more players in, that breaks down the offense and the defense. But if you have a player that can inject, or a coach that can inject life into those players, they get more life when everybody else gets tired, and they keep chugging away. And that little engine, like Dion always says, I think I can till I know I can, and I'm doing it, man.
I believe it's personal.
So
here.
That's that mic drop moment. That's that mic drop moment, man.
Right.
I see why I see why rappers like wearing the shades. I'm like, oh, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah, there you go. There's nothing less.
Must be the money.
Don't make us do it. Ash, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna look y'all in your eye. I'm gonna look y'all in your eye.
Right. I don't need you to look me in my eye. I'm good. I'm like Shador.
Peace.
Thanks, guys. I love them Cowboys.
Man, so you saw Ashley was all out there. She was talking about the NFL picks, and she talking about my Cowboys marching on. Unfortunately, we had some bad news today, and Keith had to bring it up. Trayvon Diggs has a torn ACL, man.
Oh man.
And he did it in practice. It's sad to see, as much as our defense is shining. That was one of the only things I was scared about, injuries, to be able to derail us. But we have some good depth. Deron Bland's gonna come in. We got some good backups. So we will miss him, man. So speedy recovery to Trayvon.
Man, yeah. Even though I'm not rooting from Dallas, man, it just hurts my heart when any player gets hurt, because I know they want to contribute. And so even if he feels like it's a Super Bowl year, like, he's a dog and he got to get out there. So he's important to the team. So speedy recovery, Mr. Diggs. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, man. And so these week 3 picks are coming up. You know what we about to get into. And just a quick reminder: after week 2, who won that? Do you know? Does anybody know?
I don't recall. I do not recall. But what I will tell you is, look. Make sure that you all go to Instagram, follow Ringside, the official show, and add your picks. Add your picks for the week. We want to know. We want to know who's your favorite team. Who do you have? Who you got? Because like Ray's talking this smack. I think Ray won by 2 points, by 2 games. So I give him
a win is a win. A win is a win.
I give him week 2. Look,
half a game.
I'm taking week 3. I'm taking week 3, and I'm taking names and I'm chewing bubble gum. And you and Ashley, y'all going down, baby. Y'all going down this week.
Nah, we gonna have surprises coming up. So make sure y'all tune in, go like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and everywhere else. And so get involved. We gonna have a good time.
Right, exactly, man. Now, since we're gonna have a really good time, let's go ahead and hit them with Stand Above the Ropes, Ray. What you got going on, man? What's your words of wisdom for today?
Man, my words of wisdom is life don't stop. You may have something going on in your household. You may have something going on with your friends. You may have something going on at work, but life's gonna keep moving on with or without you. So you got to keep your chin up and you got to keep moving. You got to stay above and stay faster, stay in front of all that nonsense and keep it moving, because as soon as you slow down and you stop, it'll beat you down. So stay strong, stay above the ropes, keep fighting, keep moving.
I love that, man. I love that. I'm gonna piggyback off of you, and I'm gonna let everybody know that life is a marathon, and your mind is a tool that you need to help you get through that marathon. Let's say that you're running or you're walking and you're exercising and you're looking to get from point A to point B. While you're there, if you're jogging, you're either going to tell yourself to stop and start walking, or keep going. And that little voice inside of you that's going to tell you to keep going, like don't stop, keep going, keep going. And that's your mind telling your body what to do, not the other way around. And so when it comes to life, there are certain situations and circumstances that you're going to face, and you got to make sure that you keep telling yourself to keep going, stay positive, keep that optimism inside of you, keep that inspiration going, aspiration, because you got to get to your goal. Sometimes it may be a little elongated, right? Because whenever we run a race, it's short and it has an end point. But when you run a marathon, it's long. So keep that in mind. It's the same concept, the same mindset. So make sure that you have the right mindset. You stay positive, because if you don't talk positive to yourself, nobody else will. Life is a marathon.
Drop that mic.
Man, we dropping the mic, baby. Look, we got to close out the show today. And so I just want to tell everybody, thank you for joining us for another great episode of Ringside with Ray and Prince, where we look to educate you, entertain you, and empower you. Make sure that you hit that like and that subscribe button and share this channel with the people that you care about the most. Also, we have a podcast now. I don't know if you know it, but make sure that you get to know it. Ringside with Ray and Prince, the podcast, is dropping every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. So this week we have NBA veteran Mario West, and he's on to discuss his journey to the league and his work with the NBA PA, or I'd say NBA PA, it's MBPA, as director of Off the Court. And that was super interesting conversation, Ray. So be sure to check that out. And wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah. And check this out, man. We've been nominated for a Hoppo Award as Podcast of the Year. So October 7th, we're going to be in the house looking to win that award. So keep supporting us, keep liking and subscribing. We're proud to be a partner with Electricast, where we're bringing you guys ringside and giving you VIP access to some of the biggest names in sports, business, and entertainment, as we talk about some of the best stories, the biggest lessons they've learned throughout their life and their journeys as elite performers. Ringside is the brand, and we growing, baby. And we out. You know the rule. Peace and power.
I feel like busting loose.